And now, welcome to the Heels and Quads Wrestling Podcast.
The show must go on, but things must go wrong.
Is what weirds me out a little bit.
It's that I think that's doing it to me too.
I can't tell if it's sexual.
You are nothing to me. You are nothing to me.
Hulk,
And then he tells Hulk, "Do
I
something."
used you, Brooke.
Yeah.
I screwed
you. Yeah. You know, if he says something wrong to me, I'm gonna go, "Look, dude, I'm in a big league him."
Look, dude. Do you know who I am, and do you know how much money I've made doing it?
Yeah. And everybody's just having a good old fucking time here. They're having a great time, and that's the beach.
Because it was free.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe
He
another
does it
one,
like
Terry.
3
He
or
does
4
it.
more
Yeah,
times.
right. Well, I mean, it's the atomic electron.
Wrestling is so fucking stupid, dude. God, I love it. Yeah, now. All right, well, I guess it's about time for the main event.
Ding, 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 ding. Right, almost
The
right at
following
an hour.
contest. Yeah. Well, we started like 8:15ish.
Yeah.
We started like officially.
No,
so.
yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, SummerSlam 2003 was 17 years ago today, August 24th, 2003, in Phoenix, Arizona at the American West Arena. The attendance was 16,113. The buy rate was 415,000.
Not bad.
And it looks like it actually has this on here too. SummerSlam 2003 grossed over 715,000 ticket sales. $715,000 ticket sales from attendance of 16,113 and received about 415,000 pay-per-view buys, more than the following year's event. So yeah, Raw, SmackDown, we're kind of on the brand split thing here, but not 2003 hadn't quite started like the totally separated shows
legit,
yet. Yeah, because it was still like the super shows basically. And of course we had Lawler and Jim Ross for Raw and Michael Cole and Taz for SmackDown, which there wasn't a lot of SmackDown matches really.
there
I
was
think
like
there was more Raw.
2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah.
Undertaker and A-Train, the U.S. title,
And the world title. WWE title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was fairly equal. There was only 8 matches on the main card. Apparently the on Heat was Rey Mysterio defeating Shannon Moore to retain the Cruiserweight title in 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
That was a barn burner.
Oh. Yeah. Probably a little some whipty whips and diddly doos, and the next thing you know, 619.
Husker do's and Husker don'ts. 619.
With or without the scooter
let's
stick.
Go home.
Show open with La Resistance, Rene Dupree and Sylvain Grenier with Rob Conway defeated the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon, to retain the Raw Tag Team titles, the World Tag Team titles, of the Raw Tag titles.
Watching that match, man, I forgot how awesome of a heel tag team La Resistance was.
They were definitely, like, for about 2 years, they were on top of the heel.
Because I remember the match on Raw when Marty Jannetty came back and they did the Rockers for one night.
Yeah.
Sean and Marty, and they faced La Resistance. I remember that match was so fucking awesome. And that was right before Marty did the match with Kurt Angle on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was the next, or he did the Raw thing with Sean, and then the following SmackDown, he did the match with Kurt Angle, which was an awesome match too. But yeah, it was
a decent little opener.
It was the very beginning of Rob Conway doing the sympathizer gimmick.
Yeah.
Because the Raw before the go home, he was dressed in like a military outfit, and then like
yeah, that's right.
Broke the flag and laid it on the Dudleys.
Yeah, they showed that pre-match or whatever.
And then he comes out at the end dressed as a cameraman, and that's how La Resistance retains. But yeah, it was a good match. It was a good opener.
It was a good little opener. I like Devon's camo that he would wear around this time, and they would have like the matching shirts and stuff,
Yeah.
like the different camos. I always like those.
My problem with Devon's shirt here, which I always had problems in this time with the WWE shirts. I still have problems with them because they suck and they're thick. But the shirt on the back, it says blood is thicker than wood. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
I know. It's
Blood
just,
is thicker
I
than
got
water.
a great
yes.
idea.
But I mean, I get it because wood tables the Dudleys. But I don't know.
Devon
It bugged
tables.
me. Every time I saw Devon from the back, I'm like, that shirt, get it off. It doesn't make sense. But
okay.
wrestling doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And then we get, oh God, no, I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. Then we get A-Train and Undertaker, and A-Train is with Sable. She's looking a little bit revealing, which I was okay with. And the Undertaker beat A-Train in 9 minutes and 19 seconds. And it seemed like in like the 2003 period, Albert A-Train was kind of getting a little push ski. Like he was not necessarily a main one, but they got him here with Taker, and he was also just in some kind of higher, like him and Taker at Mania, like he had some higher profile matches. And then of course Taker wins, and then I got potential spam. Did that?
There you go. You're good. You're back.
I had potential spam calling me. Taker wins, and then he grabs Sable as she comes in, and Stephanie comes out looking very busty.
Ooh.
Yeah, those were large.
This was like peak Stephanie. Twin Peaks.
It's very, very Twin Peak. And then, of course, she beats up on Sable, and yeah, that's the match. It wasn't bad. It was two big men going at it.
That spot where A-Train's pulling Sable out when Stephanie's got her, she's on Lutha's press and she's beating on her, and A-Train's trying to pull Sable out from under Stephanie, under the ropes.
Yeah.
That looked a little rough.
Yeah.
But I was trying to remember because the handicap match, because it was supposed to be Undertaker and who was it? Undertaker and Matt Morgan? Isn't that who it was supposed to be? Versus A-Train and
it wasn't
Matt Morgan. It was
at Mania. It was that what was that dude's name? I forgot his name. Anyways, yeah, but he wasn't prepared or whatever. They were like, we can't put him on WrestleMania.
Yeah, so it ended up being a handicap match. It was A-Train and Big Show. That's who it was. But I can't remember the guy that was supposed to team with Taker. Somebody out there is going, "Oh my God, what the fuck?"
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it here in a minute.
Anyways, so this is kind of the carryover from that, right? Because that was
pretty
WrestleMania
much.
7 or WrestleMania 19. That was 03, right?
Let's see here. Yeah, it was this. Yeah, it's 03. Let me see. I'm looking it up. Nathan Jones.
I knew it was a
he wasn't quite
name.
ready.
Yeah. But anyways, so A-Train is still in a program with Taker, which is odd, at SummerSlam.
Going on for a while, apparently.
And Taker's in the second match, and the WrestleMania match was the opener. It's just weird seeing Undertaker this high up on the card. It was the second at Mania too?
Well, yeah. Because the opener was Mysterio and Hardy.
Matt Hardy, yeah.
Right. And then we get the Bischoff. It's Shane McMahon and versus Eric Bischoff, and the Bischoff and Linda thing is a little rapey. I mean, that was, but it's got Vince written all. That's Vince's
he was
fucking
into
stuff, man. He loves that. Like the thing with
wife.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Look, let's do it. Do it, Eric. And Eric's like, here, come on, baby. And then he's like, we did it multiple times. It was not just a one-time thing. Yeah, it was a little rapey, but she gets her revenge later in the show.
Yeah.
But Shane and Bischoff was a fun one to watch because you get to kind of get, it's the no DQ match or whatever after like Shane beats the hell out of Bischoff for a while, and then of course Coach comes out and hits him.
And he's like,
Bischoff's like, no, it's going to be no DQ and no countouts. And then
pinfalls that count anywhere.
Yeah. Coach and Bischoff beat the hell out of Shane for a while, and then, of course, you hear the glass shatter.
And the crowd
and that
fucking
just
goes nuts.
Yep. And then he comes out and he's like, coach is like, you can't touch me unless you physically provoke me. And then Shane pushes him into him. And it's like, as soon as it happens, dude, everybody's like, even me sitting there, I was like, oh, yes, here it comes. So he gets to whip his ass and he stomps a mud hole in him.
And walks it
and
dry.
Then walks it dry. And then, of course, we get Bischoff gets stunned by Stone Cold because
Shane
he uses his hand to slap him.
Yeah, and Austin's like,
yeah, he's pissed. And then he hits him with the stunner, and then Shane pulls him up after the pin, and he puts him on the announce table, hits the big elbow. He calls it coast to coast, but that's not what it is.
Yeah. I think he legit popped Stone Cold, too, when he pulled him up, because Austin was having a good laugh.
Yeah, he liked that. Yep. And then he does the elbow onto the table, and then, of course, they share some beers. And there wasn't a stunner on Shane, though.
I know.
But that's all right.
I was kind of disappointed.
Anyways, and in JR's book, I was actually just reading last night. I'm at like right after WrestleMania 17 where Stone Cold turned heel, and JR was not. He said it wasn't a good idea.
No, it was stupid.
And he said that they were doing the SmackDown after Mania is whenever Stone Cold beats the hell out of JR in his hometown, and he cut him with a scalpel. And what they did was Stone Cold. It was when JR was talking to Stone Cold in the ring. He said, "We're going to talk and see what the hell is going on with him." And that's when JR was like, this interview's over. And then Stone Cold starts beating the hell out of him. Well, when Vince comes out, JR was tripping. He said he was nervous as fuck because he wasn't getting a blade job. He was getting a scalpel to the head.
Yeah.
Because they wanted it to look good. And so JR revealed a little secret and said that when Vince comes out, the audience pays attention to him, and that gives Austin time to blade JR. So when the camera goes back, he's beating the hell out of him. There's blood because Vince goes, open him up. And he's just beating the hell out of him. There's blood everywhere. And JR said that when the way it was written was really good because I put myself in that spot. He said when he's opening his eyes, there's blood all over his face, and he's Stone Cold's like in character, just full on beating the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And he's like, he was like, it was fucking scary. And because he's like, Austin's a big dude. He's just a big intimidating son of a bitch. And then when they were backstage, he said he was in the dressing room and he told Austin, he said, damn, you're always that stiff. And Austin was laughing and was like, gotta make it look good. We're live, pal. We're live, kid. And JR goes, motherfucker, SmackDown is taped. And he goes, ha, 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 and he left the locker room. It was a good story. It was a real good story.
I love it.
But yeah, he said it definitely put me in that spot. Like me sitting in the corner, Stone Cold's hammering away on me, I'm bleeding, and like he's in character. And I'm like, man, that had to have been kind of fucking scary having Stone Cold's bald ass beating the hell out of you in the corner. Bald dudes are kind of scary. So
yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it was a good story. Definitely. You got to read the book, man.
I will.
And then we get the US title match. And man, this is just four dudes with crazy chemistry here. We had Eddie Guerrero defeated Benoit, Rhino, and Tajiri, Fatal 4-Way United States title match, 10 minutes, 50 seconds. And it was action-packed for every bit of that 10 minutes, 50 seconds. And just good talent in the ring, man. Rhino and Tajiri are great talents. And then, of course, you got them paired with Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit, who are like some of the best wrestlers ever. So it's like it turned out to be a good match.
It was a very ECW-filled match.
Yeah.
With the guys,
definitely.
I really enjoyed watching Rhino work here. I don't know what it was, but Rhino just stood out in this match. He's
a good worker, man. So, yeah, that one was a fun one to watch. The whole card is, I don't remember SummerSlam 2003 always being a really good one, but the cards, all the matches are pretty good.
I think it's definitely an underrated SummerSlam.
Yeah, nothing's disappointing really. There's no match that I was just like, the
main
really
was a little.
Well, we'll get to that. There's a reason for that. And then we get Kurt Angle defeated Brock Lesnar by submission for the WWE title in 20 minutes and 48 seconds. This was longer than the Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah, and it was a fucking good match too.
This was if nothing else, I mean, just watch the whole show, but because it was all good. But this one, I would have to say it's probably better than their Mania match. Because this is their second, and then their third one would be the Iron Man match on SmackDown, I think.
Yeah.
And that's when Brock takes the title.
Right.
Instead of the Iron Man match, I believe. But yeah, man, this one's good because you got two fucking legit wrestlers. What did I write down? Brock versus Angle 2. These guys are two freak athletes and legit pro wrestlers. They put on a hell of a match and really put each other to the test. Vince comes down after the ref bump to hit Angle with the chair. And Brock hits an F5 but gets a kick out and goes for another, and Angle reverses into an angle lock and makes him tap. Angle hits the angle slam on a steel chair with Vince. He's got Vince and hits him on the steel chair. And then I said, Vince looks like he's on vacation, but he obviously just ripped off his blazer and gorilla and ran down for the spot. But, yeah, dude, this match was really good, dude. Just two fucking wrestlers just duking it out there.
Even the fucking video package before the match, when they're kind of showing the lead up to it, was... I mean, WWE, that's one thing they've always been able to get right.
Even today, they're still pretty good at video packages. They got that shit down. Their production is solid. And I think the song is definitely a generic song. I don't remember if that's not the theme song, because on the Elimination Chamber video package, it's just real awkward in some spots, and it's like it's definitely dubbed with that. So they just didn't have the rights to whatever band, because this is around the time where every show had
a different
a new album,
alternative rock band,
or
new hard rock band,
so Brock and Angle 2, the whole Brock and Kurt Angle trilogy it's worth a watch.
Solid.
The Iron Man, I think the Iron Man match is the best. This one would be second best, and then Mania is good though too. It's it was the first one, so by now they're kind of feeling they know what they want to do and how. Also,
Brock getting hurt, that didn't help.
That's a big part of it too. Yeah. So, and then we get a little come down popcorn match, but it really wasn't. It was pretty good too. Rob Van Dam and Kane, because they were tagging. And then Kane took his mask off, went all fucking crazy. Kane beat RVD here in a no-holds-barred match in 12 minutes and 49 seconds.
Yeah, Kane had only had his mask off for, 1 or 2 months at this point?
Oh, like a month, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was – because this is – when he takes his mask off is when he gets, super heelish, and he's just a psycho. He takes it off, and he's – yeah. He takes it off and that fucking look.
I remember being so bummed out when he took his mask off.
Rob's just like,
huh?
Yeah, maybe Kane. I was gonna talk to you about this today, but maybe Kane should have never took his mask off. Not because he's ugly or anything,
right?
Which he kind of is, but don't tell Glenn Jacobs I said that. He'll fucking big boot me. He'll put me straight to hell. But he just was. If he was always the masked. It was people knew Kane as the masked guy.
Yeah.
And then Ruthless Aggression rolls around, and it's maybe they're just hey, it's time for a different Kane. I don't know.
He just didn't feel like Kane to me.
Yeah. Especially when he's wearing the just the pants the next year. And I've always liked Kane. Even without the mask and stuff. But, you always kind of wonder, what would it have been like if he still had the mask?
Because he had it off still in 10 when I went to Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, and then he put it back on around the Daniel Bryan tag
12.
team time. Yeah.
12 or 13.
Yeah, the hell no, hell yes, and hell no thing.
I don't know. I just I prefer Kane with a mask.
Yeah. And, of course, these two, they busted out ladders, chairs, and stairs. It was not to be confused with tables, ladders, and chairs and stairs, or whatever the fuck that was.
Lions and bears,
witches, ticks, and tigers. Oh my, yeah. So, anyways, it was pretty good for a popcorn match in between.
I was kind of surprised that that's where this was on the card. I thought this would have went on before Angle and Lesnar, but when you say it like that, it makes sense to split them up.
Yeah, of course, because it's you can't, following the WWE title match, that was a great match. Maybe you could have put Taker and A-Train here and had Kane and RVD on the second match. Yeah. That's the only thing I could think to switch, because everything else is it's in the right spot.
Yeah.
There was no IC title here either.
No.
I noticed.
Christian's the IC champion.
Yeah, and he was whining about wanting to be on the card. That's right. Yeah.
And that was right before the Undertaker A-Train match.
Yeah.
Because Eric Bischoff's getting ready for his match in his karate gi.
Yeah. And he's a legit karate guy.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Everybody know that. All right,
Goddamn,
and then
boy.
we get the main event. The Elimination Chamber match for the World Heavyweight title is 19 minutes and 12 seconds. Triple H, Goldberg, Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, and Kevin Nash. So, I was watching it last night. I had to take some notes. HBK and Jericho start. Nash is eliminated first with his blonde hair.
Because this is when he's about to go tape or film The Punisher, where he's the Russian.
Yes.
I had to look that up to make sure I was right. And I was like, okay,
That's why
Punisher
he had
came
that
out
hair.
in March or April of 2004. And this is August of 2003. So I was like, okay, that's why they cut his hair and he
perfect
dyed
timing.
it. Yeah.
Jericho blades first, then HBK.
A good blade job.
They saved. It was good blade jobs, yeah. They saved Goldberg for last to come out to get the pop, I assume, and probably because he's not an Iron Man like these guys, but also, yeah.
Everybody thought Goldberg was going to win the title.
That's what makes this match not as good as it should have been, because he was still Goldberg still had just fucking heat because he's Goldberg. Everybody remembered him.
Yeah.
And Triple H was hurt. That's why he was wearing those thigh pads.
Right.
The compression
It was so
pads.
weird.
So it's just, yeah. And it's just weird that he didn't win.
Bike shorts.
Yeah, because I remember the first time watching it, I was like, that's a weird outfit. And then I realized they weren't connected. They're just like compression pads or whatever. He had some kind of injury with his thighs. I don't remember what it was. Like a torn, I don't know.
This was around the time his quads were a little on the weak side.
They were a little shaky. Yeah. The word at this time was Triple H had thigh pads on because he was hurt. I presume he was knocked out for a bit at the start to keep him out of action for a bit. Yeah, because Shawn Michaels super kicks him and he stays down.
Yeah.
He stays down until Goldberg comes out.
As the pod opens, Shawn, sweet chin music, he's down. And he's just laying there. And that's
a picture. That's the picture mostly for this thumbnail, wherever you see it. The gimmicked plexiglass, whenever Goldberg comes out and he spears Chris Jericho through the plexiglass, he kind of hits it and then has to go again, hit it again. The gimmicked plexiglass took a little extra shove to put Jericho through it. And then Goldberg lays everybody out, and then he eliminates Orton, HBK, and Jericho, and then it's down to him and Triple H. And he's fucking hot, dude. The crowd's going wild. They're so excited for Goldberg. Real
quick, that fucking shoulder press slam out of the gorilla press to Orton.
Yeah.
Where he has him up, drops him on his shoulder, and then it was so fucking fluid. It was.
Yeah.
Dude, that spot, I was like, that's the best I've ever seen Goldberg look. That spot.
He was great right here.
Yeah.
I mean, this was when he won the title at Unforgiven 03. But right here is where he should have had it. What's 1 month? And Triple H he's fucking hurt anyway.
Right.
So it's like, why wouldn't he win
because it's SummerSlam.
The belt right here? But this Elimination Chamber match, I bet it would be ranked higher on everybody's list if Goldberg had won right here. Because everybody right here was like, I mean, obviously it gives Triple H the big heel thing because he hits him with the sledgehammer as he goes for the spear. And you can see Triple H isn't working a lot here. He's doing very minimal work. And he hits Goldberg with the sledgehammer, and that gets the 1, 2, 3. You figure it would be even like a pedigree too, but you could at least make him look even more strong by having to give him 2 pedigrees after too or something. So yeah, that's
he should have popped right up after the sledgehammer.
Yeah, that would have been
made more sense.
Yeah, and then after
also the spot where HBK gives Triple H the sweet chin music and he falls in the pod. Ric Flair when he whips the jacket off and he's like,
he's pissed.
Doing Flair's thing outside.
Yeah,
he's
real tan too.
Oh, he's so tan here.
Yeah,
this might have been the most tan Flair had ever been.
He's dark. He's chilling with Triple H. They're tanning up together. Evolution gets the beat down after the fact where they handcuff Goldberg and he hits him with the sledge. Flair definitely bladed Goldberg too because there was that spot where he's going, what has he got, handcuffs? And he's doing something to his head. And then Flair starts hitting him. He bladed him for sure.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, you could definitely see, and the camera kind of moves, and then when it comes back, that's when he's hitting him, and then they handcuff him, and he hits him with the sledgehammer. Goldberg's bleeding like crazy. So the way it makes sense is that it kept the heel Triple H, keeping him heel, making him look like a badass dastardly heel. There it is, and that's my cue. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So, and Triple H was. When I watch this, dude, like Triple H is probably one of the best workers of the 2000s. He's got to be maybe number one, dude. Just one of the just the best worker of the 2000s, because he was on top for over half of it, So, anyways, yeah, that's that.
Good show. SummerSlam 03 was really fucking good.
It's way better than I remember. I remember it all being.
This is one of those times that I was kind of out.
Yeah, I was.
Like I
don't think I was watching here
a little bit, because like I remember when I found out Goldberg was coming in, and I was like, okay, I gotta like kind of tune in. I remember like his debut with The Rock and all that.
I definitely watched that.
But I don't think I've ever seen SummerSlam 03 in its entirety until yesterday when I watched it. I don't.
All right.
I know I'd seen the Elimination Chamber match because I was like, you got Nash, I gotta watch it. HBK, just the whole group in there in that match. I was like, this has got to be good. And then I was kind of like, eh. Like, even not watching the entire build-up, like, I knew that Goldberg should have won.
Yeah. 2003 is it's a pretty decent year. SmackDown was probably at its peak in 2003.
As far as like wrestling,
the brand split.
Yeah.
As
far as wrestling goes, SmackDown was way better than Raw.
Yeah, and I mean the Raw, it was building newer stars and whatnot. So I think the SmackDown in 03 was better than Raw, because I've watched a lot of Raw in 03, and the highlight of it, man, is Triple H, Stone Cold and Bischoff, and I don't know, maybe the IC title, but other than that, it's just a lot of building stars on there too, but people who didn't ever really get over.
This is also the peak on Raw of Triple H's like 23-minute interview time in the first segment. Yeah. Like, it seemed like every week on Raw he was out. And that's like 2003 to like 05. Every week it seems like Triple H is out there for 20 plus minutes talking. Yeah.
Yeah. If he was the champ, or if he had just lost the belt, that's how it was.
Yep. And he always had like a bandage on his head, it seems like.
Yeah, because he's always blading.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's the show this week. SummerSlam 2003, we talked. Next week, I guess we'll figure that out off air.
Oh, is that next week already? This Saturday is All Out, huh?
Not this one. It's next. It's the 5th. It's 2 weeks. Not this one, but the one after.
So next week will still be Monday morning. Yeah, it's the 31st next week.
Oh, God, I got inventory. Ugh. Anyways, so...
Do we want to do one more SummerSlam?
Maybe we do that, or maybe we do the All-In revisit. We'll figure it out. We'll text it out.
We'll do All-In, because it was the 31st.
It was the 31st or the 1st, one of the two.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
All-In.
We'll do that.
That'll work. I got to figure out how to watch it, but yeah.
I think it's on YouTube.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think.
So follow the show.
I'm actually going to look real quick.
Heels and Quads on Twitter, Heels and Quads Wrestling Podcast on Instagram, and check out the Slash and Cast Network. All those podcasts we listed at the start, I don't have the list in front of me, but all those that Tommy listed at the start, make sure to check those guys out. It's all horror shows and horror-based, so if you're a fan of horror, we are on the right network for you to enjoy some wrestling and horror. And me and Tommy are big horror fans too, so we'll be checking out a lot of those podcasts. But yeah, just a big thanks to the Slash and Cast Network for presenting us and letting us join their podcast network. We're a part of the family now. This is our first episode on there, so we're excited for the new journey. See where it takes us. And also, as thanks to We Watched a Movie, because we wouldn't be on this without them, because they helped get us over, and they're just great guys over there too. So. Yep. And Fully Loaded Chew, Heel Pod 10 and check out. Save 10% on your order. Man Can Wine, Heels and Quads at checkout saves 25% on your order and free shipping. CollarNovaBrand.com Heels and Quads in all caps check out. 10% on your order. Pro Wrestling Tees / Heels and Quads. That is where you can find our splendid merch at. A few shirts we have up there. So,
Splendid.
Yeah. Splendid. Splenda.
Help us out. Become a
Anyone else?
Patreon backer. Let's do these drink-alongs. I'm ready.
Let's do a Levi plays with his action figures live on Patreon. We can do that. We can do Levi plays live with the AEW wrestlers on Patreon. I'll play with a bunch of toys on there and drink.
There you go.
And I'm fucking playing with toys and hammered. 2 beers in.
And then we could do like a drink-along, watch-along where we all watch a match while we're drinking.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
That'd be fun.
Cool.
We'll talk for a little bit, and then we can all watch a match together.
Yeah, we can do that.
We can figure all that out.
Anywho, we will talk to you guys next week with probably All In.
2 years
Revisited.
removed.
2 years removed from our visit to Chambouig at All In. Chambouig.
I'm gonna
right.
listen to the podcast we did while we were there to amp myself up.
Yeah.
Get back in that
Get in the
fucking
vibe.
headspace.
Yeah. Oof, that was a rough headspace.
But it'll be fun. Next week will be fun.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you guys then. Adios.
Tell your friends.
Tell your enemies.
Bye.